Hello, Albin here, and I'm getting ready to play a 15 minutes game here on free internet chess server. Of course, it's been a while. Let me just see how to yes, seek 15 minutes. I will set the floor to I'll set to 1750. I don't wanna get too high because then I could wait too long for the opponent. Okay, I'm seeking now, so let's hope we will not wait long. So what's new with me? Nothing. Still playing, not much here on free internet chess server. I'm on the chess cube, but I don't know, I feel like making a video, so I have opponent. I'm playing black here, and we will see. He opens with e4 and I will play Sicilian c5. I have tried many Sicilian systems. Now it's been maybe 20 days since I'm playing classical. Of course, but we will not see that here. He goes with the... Oh my god, I even forgot the name of the gambit that he plays. But here generally I don't take on c3, I just push d3 and he takes with the bishop. I don't want to allow him fast development. So now we have a Maroczy bind system with him playing c4. Here I'll play knight c6, and my idea will be here to develop a bishop on b7 and to play fianchetto. One thing about this playing against the Maroczy bind against the pawns on c4 and e4, what I learned, it can be really hard, and basically I come to the point where I don't know what to do anymore, and the game is such that really it's all about maneuvering pieces. Certainly a logical move here would be to play d6, but then again I'm not happy with this pin here. Then these dark squares are even more weakened, and then this pin is much harder against my queen. I can move my queen to c7, but then he can harass my queen with knight to b5, although after I play queen to b8, I'm not sure what this knight here will do. So I will play queen to c7. Regarding development of this bishop from c8, okay, here he may try bishop h6 to eliminate my dark square bishop. It's the dragon bishop. Why they call it dragon? Because it comes from the... It is basically the king's fianchetto bishop in Sicilian, and this is the dragon setup of my pawns, and it's strong piece. Certainly I can prevent that by playing rook to e8, which I did, and after bishop to h6 I can play bishop h8. But he's not gonna do that. He will just proceed with development. out of his pieces. That's the right thing to do. White needs to mobilize rooks on the central squares and maintain the space edge. What's happening here is that I cannot really take this knight, because then bishop takes my knight, attacking my knight, pawn takes my knight on d5, attacking my knight, and I cannot move my knight anywhere because of this rook hitting my queen. So what to do here? There is a threat here which I cannot avoid, and that is knight takes knight, bishop takes, and sorry, I paused the video. I hope everything is continue fine now. Yeah, knight takes knight, bishop takes knight. I'm not sure that I'm gonna play bishop takes knight. Anyway, I'll play queen to b8, and after knight takes knight, I'm gonna take with the pawn. What's the bad side is that this d pawn will be permanently weak. So yes, I took with the pawn, the idea that I will be able one day to free this bishop with playing f5, so I think it's better than taking with the bishop. Now he can play bishop to f4, immediately attacking my weak pawn and pinning my queen. In that case, I may even have to play knight to d5, knight to e5. Not so much that I'm worried about this pawn, it's more about this pin here to break the pin. I'm not too much happy with my position. I'm sure I screwed up something, but hey, it's okay, I'll try to play. Reason I know maybe it's more interesting, certainly would be more dynamic if I played 5-minute games for a video. Things would be happening much faster, but I don't know, I really like I like longer games, and I mean, I will always prefer 10 and 15 minutes over 5 minutes, or something even less than 5. I mean, that's simply not my play. I definitely have an option playing here bishop to b7. But if I will ever push this f pawn to f5, then bishop is better to be here on this diagonal to support this push f5. So that's why I'm thinking, should I go bishop to b7 or push f5. I'll push f5. I mean, my position is already under some pressure, and soon this pressure will be increased after like rook from f to d1 attacking this pawn, so I need to also create some kind of activity for my piece. And we will see. If my opponent decides to attack this pawn with the rook, I need to bring one more defender against this pawn, definitely, and move like rook to d8 is kinda ugly move to play, because first of all I'm moving a rook that I already developed second time, so I'm losing the time there. Secondly, I'm putting my rook on the dark square, where again it can be attacked by bishop in some variation from g5, and certainly with my rook on d8 I will never have an opportunity to play d5 here myself, so rook on d8 will be just this is now interesting case here. He's attacking my bishop, and I need to make I have to be very careful after because okay, I have option playing bishop to e5. I cannot take this knight because if bishop takes, my rook is gone. I can bishop on e6 is a nice square for the bishop, but then after knight to e4 attacking my bishop, he's opening option then to play again bishop on f3 attacking this rook, and this knight from d4 is attacking my bishop, and it's not very pleasant position. I am attacking this pawn 2 times, but it's not enough. Bishop to d7 with the idea bishop to c6, also not good, because he can exchange here and then take with the queen. Bishop on d7 hanging after he makes exchanges. Okay, he cannot because rook also is protecting, but still it's kinda awkward. I'll put it here on d6. I'm also getting low on time, but I can also play faster. But you see, I have to think position is not easy, it's not simple. He's playing very good game. As I said, on the internet I like playing longer games, as long people play fair without any abuse of anything. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I need to now play queen to c7, because now the threat maybe was bishop to f6. Okay, not really the threat, because I can take with my knight, but still this rook may have to, maybe it wants to come here on d8, so bishop to c7, queen to c7. Also I'm attacking this pawn, but of course I don't want to take this pawn, because knight takes, my d pawn is hanging, but also he creates possibility after takes my knight, bishop takes to play b3 and pin my. Okay, this move here, bishop to rook to d8, I will play without much thinking due to the time situation. Now after knight to e4 my position is already a little bit critical, because this pawn here is coming under heavy pressure. I can add one more defender to this pawn, but then I'm getting too passive. That would be bishop to f8, but okay, I took with the pawn without thinking, so at least I have them like two connected pawns in the center, not having them isolated. It's the principle, that's why I wasn't thinking that much. Okay, now with the bishop to here he's preparing f4. And now it's the point when I can maybe take this, but it's not very... I think if I play queen to b7, he can take here. Yeah, I will play queen to b7 with the idea knight to f6 check, and then exchange here. But more importantly, I wanna move my queen of this file here where his rook is, because maybe at some point I would just wanna play d5, and I don't wanna allow him to take with the pawn with the tempo against my queen. So those are the two reasons why I played queen to b7, but also counting on this knight to f6 check, maybe some possibility later on for the tactics, although nothing still here for me. Here I was thinking about this and I saw this move coming. I think it would be really a mistake to take with the pawn, because first of all I would block my bishop, secondly I'm sure he would give a queen for two rooks, and my position, I think it's a good position to have a queen over two rooks, so that's why I wasn't even considering that option. Definitely bishop back, and now we have a game. Amazingly, somehow I managed to if I play d6 here, okay, I'll take this pawn here first on b2. d6 is annoying because after bishop to f6, bishop d5, bishop f3, and then this spin and the position is annoying. Now I will play queen back because position is a little bit different here. My idea is there is no dark square bishop and this spin, and also option queen is more active on c7, giving more protection to the d pawn, so that's why queen there. Although I was considering queen to a3, but I don't have too much time here to calculate things. Also, amazingly, I'm not saying that I'm equal, but certainly I believe that I have recovered the position after it was pretty suspicious for black. I'm sure black stood worse in that middle game there, and now we are still in middle game, but black has some activity. My bishop is active, rooks supporting two connected pawns and that are ready to do breaks. After the e5 he will play f5, so that's not what I like. He creates majority and attacks my king side pawns. After move like d5 he takes, but this rook is hanging, so he cannot take, but maybe I can take here. I think d5 is an interesting move because now this rook here is pinned. Interesting position that my opponent is pinning me and I'm pinning him in this game. But the reason why I also moved his king is to avoid this diagonal, not to get my bishop attacking his queen and diagonal, so definitely useful move, and getting king closer to the center as a preparation for endgame. I must say that my opponent really plays a nice game here, and it's an interesting game. Reason being, if I take here with my pawn, he will take here with the check with the bishop, and after I move my king, he will, well, he has to move the queen first. So, but I have to take. I cannot allow him to ruin my king side cover. So king back, although I think in some position king even to f8, but still then he can escape this attack with queen here to a3 with check, and then it's a problem. And he also saving a tempo. Now his queen is attacked, he must react on that. As things stand here, my well, I will take this pawn first here, because that will make more his king uncovered. Now I'm taking his queen with this rook. I need to make somehow a way to get to his king. I have an option of placing another rook to this file. Rook here, I think he will play rook to h1, threatening with mate, but then I could play maybe bishop to f6 and defend this mate tactically. It's a little bit complicated, and because after queen to h6 maybe I could play let me see, maybe I could play bishop takes h5 attacking the queen, and position is critical for him, for me also. Okay, he's pinning. I'll move my queen off the pin. The idea is now to bring rook here and to infiltrate with my queen. Now after attack his queen, with my rook, he goes queen to h2, threatening with mate. Queen is not anymore defending the mate, so I have to play, there are various pins here, I have to play queen to d2, d7. This is very interesting game. I'm up material, but that's nothing now. We are here fighting for the initiative. It's the opposite color bishop game now, and player with the initiative wins. It's simple. Convenient thing for him is that his king is on this diagonal and I cannot check him, harass him, expose him. It's pretty safe, amazingly, now, this king. He's thinking, he has some time to think, and I don't have really. I'm also playing on the edge here. Yes, I predicted that. Now queen here, and if he takes, there is no distraction, because if he takes my bishop, I take with the rook, of course not with the queen, because mate hangs him on. Okay, not bishop here, of course. Not even here, because then he takes rook, check, 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 and again distraction. But however, I think I have a problem here. I'll play rook here, because I'm hanging a mate. If I remove bishop anywhere, he takes here, queen takes, and mate here. So I have to play like this tactically. Basically, I'm in a lost position now. I'm playing for a trick, because if I move my bishop, rook takes rook, I cannot take with the queen, because mate here, and I cannot play bishop to g7 to take with the bishop, because then immediately it's mate, because then bishop blocks protection of h7. So I played rook here. If he takes here, I take here, check, check, rook takes, pawn, check, and his king is exposed. And there is a possibility with the tactics here against the king and queen. If he doesn't take it, well, then I will take with the check, and if he takes my bishop, I take this with the check, and then queen takes check. I have to take with the queen, so he cannot interpose a bishop here. He definitely needs to run with his king. Well, I will take this bishop. That was a mistake. I mean, it's amazing. Okay, he's writing something. Oops, yeah, I know, but he's chatting with me. Well, now it's over. After this check, I will basically hunt this king, and I will not lose. That's important thing. I will exchange here. I don't have too much time. I will exchange and push these pawns. Make protection here of my second rank, and I'm going with my pawns. Here I will play with the rook. This I will take. And I'm going with this pawn. Rook first here. I'm down to 30 seconds, so I should really speed this up. I'll take queen. He will take. Now I will pre-move this. I will give rook for this pawn. I'll take this, and I will push this pawn also. And I think he will resign here. I will promote two queens and mate him.
Game over.
Yes. What to say? What to say about this? about this game. Let me just go to find the game. Very interesting game. I hope you liked it. I mean, even if I lost this game, probably I was losing. Even if I lost this game, I wouldn't have any different opinion. Definitely my opponent played well and was, I think, was standing better in that game, and it's hard to play against Maroxy Void. I mean, I don't know everything about, I don't know much about it, and what I know is not, in many cases I'm just maneuvering aimlessly there. But I think I made some good choices in hard positions, and that helped me out. And definitely my opponent, he was, I think, for most of the game he was maybe even deserved to win, but it is how it is. Thank you for watching this video. I don't know if there would be some maybe technical interruptions, because I was interrupted and then I paused the video and I continued. I hope everything is fine in the end, but anyway, I will upload it and I'm sure you will have understanding. Thank you for watching this game, and I'll make sure to have soon one more video uploaded on this great site. Thank you for